This technically would have been out of 24, but not that you right now care, but with the addition and all that, this would have been out of 24. So your quiz will be about the same, you know. Okay, so we have this one should have been quite doable. So we have 16 people that have not been to either. So this would be considered outliers, correct? How do you write, right? In this case would be M, the union of M and R, not, right? I need to do no notation because I could do that, right? Ask you, what does that mean, right? 32 people went to the Morris Stampede, 24 to Red River X. Sorry, this should be an R. Okay, and so draw a Venn diagram for the situation. So I just don't make it too big because usually you're just fitting in a number, right? So just make sure there's a universal, and we know that there are 60 people involved. 16 are outliers. You've got Morris and the Red River X there, and you're given that this is 32 and this is 24. So if you would have had that already filled in, that would have given you 2 marks. Okay, just every element that belongs to it would have to be there. Okay, just with what you're given. And then B is asking, find the intersection between M and R. Okay, so that's essentially this. This is the intersection between M and R, right? This sliver right here is it. Okay. I'm going to actually highlight because it's technically a lesson, right? So that's what we're after here. So the principle of inclusion and exclusion says that if I take my universal and subtract the outliers, then I can add 32, add 24, and subtract the middle. That should be equal, right? So this is 44 is equal to 56 minus x, right? Bring the 56 over, and you end up with negative 12 is equal to negative x. Now, this is where it leads me to yesterday's AC. Some of you it was coincidence that you got the right answer. But technically, if you use the principle of inclusion and exclusion, one side ended up negative, right? If you followed it. So technically, it's wrong, okay? It's wrong to use it that way. So I will clarify that a little later as well. So x is equal to positive 12. So now, right, and if I asked you to explain, right, 12 people attended both, okay? And so you go back in here. That's what I would do. I'm going to use red so to tell me that was there before. So that's 12. So then 32 minus 12 is 20. 24 minus 12 is 12. So you have every section filled in, right, on this Venn diagram. It's technically not required, but it's very useful to answer what follows, right? So this would give you 2 marks for that work. C, R naught using the formula. So that's U minus R. And that would be, where are you? 60 minus 24, which is 36, right? 36 people did not attend the Red River X. That's what you need to understand, that this is what they're asking for. D, how many only attended one event? So that'd be 20 plus 12, right? Strongly encourage you to show that. 32 people. These are your units technically, right? We're talking people. So, right, I keep on mentioning that. E, determine the union, right? The union of M and R, right? So M union R. There are 2 ways at least to do this. Today I will show you a 3rd way. And I will try and make it clear, but just add up all the sections inside those sets, right? So 20, 12, and 12. So that is 44. 44 people attended either one event, right? Or at least one of them. F. Oh, what does this represent? People that attended at least one event. People attending at least one event. Sorry, I know it's a little like chicken scratch there. And then R not M, R not M, that would be 12. 12 people only attended the X. Okay, that's what I'm going to say there. Only attended the X. So there you have it. That is what, with the explanation and everything there. Okay, that's how you do it. Create two sets, A and B, that are disjoint. What did I do? I created one that had cat, dog, and hamster. Okay? And then my other set, horse, cow, pig. Oh, I have to arrange it. Sorry. Cow, horse, pig. Okay? So these are disjoint because they don't have anything in common. So how would you graph that Venn diagram? They would have to be separate. Okay? So I would have a cat, dog, and hamster in there, cow, horse, and pig in there. My universal is 6. A has 3 in it. B has 3 in it in my case, right? So there's a disjoint set. The Venn diagram does not join. And then here, 2 subsets. So you could have done 1, 4, 6, and B could have been 8 for all I care, right? You're creating subsets and these are disjoint. Okay, could have had more elements. You pick, and so this question actually I just made it out of 1 after all. Like that shouldn't be worth 2 marks. And this one up here, like if you look at F, didn't get a mark, so that one I gave 1 as well. Okay, so that's for this page. Let's go to the one that probably caused you some anxiety. I hope I can fix that. So this is type 2. Let's put up top type 2, right? Find middle. Okay? And specifically intersections given. Okay? So this is the back side there. That's type 2. You need to find the middle. The intersections are given. So let's go. I saw a lot of good Venn diagrams, so that's good. So those are my 3 sets. This is saying students that took biology and physics. So bio and physics, okay? Bio and chemistry, right? 6 take physics and chemistry. You got that part. Draw a Venn diagram and fill in what you can. Allow me to zoom out a little bit. So there's 1. Don't make it too big. Okay. My universal is somewhere on the side, 380. I'm going to go bio, physics, chem. Did I do it that way? I just want to make sure I don't get that wrong, because if I put the numbers in the wrong place. So we know that bio, we have 215. Physics, we have 173. Chemistry, we have 182. And here's the kicker. Where do you put these? And the answer is not inside the Venn diagram. That's the answer. So bio and physics, that'd be bio and physics right here. So I'm just going to make an arrow like that, saying that this is 72. Bio and chem, that'd be right here. That's 90. And then physics and chemistry, this sliver right here, is 60. Okay, so that's basically, that would have given you 2 marks probably. right there. There are no outliers. It doesn't say, right, saying that everybody's taking at least one. That's saying no outliers. Okay. So there we go. We've got that figured out. So how many students are taking all three courses? That is this inside. That section right here is what we're after now. And we use our principle of, we use pi for that one. And I'm going to write it out. So the intersection of B and P and C, it's actually B or P or C, okay, would be the first one, the second set, the third set. I fixed the signs on your booklet, right? The formula, did I fix that? Okay. I gotta go minus, oh, this is gonna be troublesome. I'm just gonna go B and P minus, I'm going through this list here. I'm just gonna make sure all the three intersections are taken care of. B and C minus P and C plus X. Allow me to just use X for that. I think we can make that work. Here, to get this part, I need to go universal minus outliers, but there are no outliers, so just go 380. And then just go ahead, 215 plus 173 plus 182 minus B and P. I'm just going to go up here for that. B and P is 72 minus 90 minus 60 plus X. At this point, you know what to do, right? Now it's just clean it up. Just clean it up. So I'm going to add and subtract as needed here. You get 348. So 380 is equal to 348 plus X. And then you have 380 minus 348 is equal to X. Can I just say something? If you get a negative, go back. You made a mistake. If you get a decimal, go back. You made a mistake, right? So something went wrong along the way. So this 32 is equal to X. So I will just say what that means, right? 32 students are taking all three courses. Is my explanation of that answer. Okay, so that would have given you 2 marks right there to do that. And now you can take that 32 and place it in here and start filling in the rest. Let's do that together, okay? So 72, this whole thing is 72 minus 32, that would give you 40, correct? 60 minus 32, we're left with 28. 90 minus 30 would be 60, right? Minus another 2 is 58. Does that make sense, what I'm doing there? All right, I see some nods. Okay, so the 32 I just found, I plug it in there. Because I had the intersection here, I can now go 72 minus what I have to get the rest, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sections inside. 5, 6, 7. There are 7 sections that need to be filled in on this Venn diagram. So let's continue our journey here. To fill in this section, I like to show the work at least for your notes, okay? So 215 minus, watch what I do here. I say that this is 90 right here. So I'm going to go minus 90 minus the 40 that's still here. So then I have essentially taken all 3 numbers here, subtracted it from 215, and that gives me 85. 85. Same here, go around. 182 minus, right? I will take the 90 away, minus this 28 here. So then essentially you're taking away these 3 numbers from 182 to get 64. Do you need me to zoom in there? I will do that. Sorry about that. So there it is. And then to get this section, I go 173 minus, you choose, 60 or 72. I'm going to go 72 minus the 28 here, right? And that gives you 73. And you're done. A real quick check. I'm going to do a quick check here. It should add up to 380. So this whole thing is 215 here. So 215 plus 73 plus 28 plus 64, and that adds up to 380. Okay, so you did a quick check to see if those numbers actually add up. Okay, so let's answer the rest. Let me answer the rest. I'm going to try to just keep that. So B we've done. C, how many students are taking biology or physics? What is it asking for there? Number of students that take biology or physics. So remember, only those two sets are in play here. So we're going to go like this. Bio and physics. So we're going to add up the 215 plus, right? So the 215 here plus 28 and 73, because let me just make sure you understand what happens there. This union is now asking for that. Okay, that's what you're finding. So you're essentially adding up everything that's inside the highlighted zone. Okay, and so that adds up to, C is 316 students are taking either one. Okay, D, how many students are taking, this one I'm curious to see. How many students are taking physics and chemistry, but not biology? What would you say? Try to figure it out. Try to figure out. Just take a moment. Which number would you pick? There's only a number, by the way. There's only one number. So let's read this. Physics and chemistry, where is that? Physics and chemistry, it's right here, right? It's this intersection. So you would be tempted to say 60, correct? But it says not biology. So you kind of have to omit this 32 and only pick the 28. So allow me to use my highlighter. Physics and chemistry, but not biology. It's just this. It's just the 28. I'm not going to show you the notation for that. It's just 28 students. Okay, 28 students would be considered taking both. So the 58 here would be taking bio and chem, but not physics, would be 58. Right? So you got to be careful there with the wording. All right, so that's that. I'm going to do another one in the notes coming up. So let's quickly finish the rest here. What's wrong with 5A? What's that? It's not in alphabetical order. It's not arranged. Okay? Not arranged. It could ask you to fix it. I didn't want to. What about this one? Same thing, not arranged. I actually wanted to make this a lowercase. And remember, sets need to be named with capital letters. So if you see a lowercase letter, that would also be a mistake. I just didn't think of it in time. Okay. What about this one? What's that? Not all at once. Repeat elements. You see that? You can't have repeats, right? Repeated elements. A set can only have one of each. So if P is an element in the set, it would just be P. You can also say it's not arranged. That's fine. Not arranged is fine. You get the mark. Okay. Is V a subset of K? Is V a subset of K? And the answer is no, right? Not all elements in V are also in K. Identify a pair of joint sets from the ones given above. Which ones would be considered joint? K and V, yes. K and V, they share one element. And that is what is it? 4, right? Yeah, 4. Sorry. 4. There. Got it. So this goes in your notes. Tuck it in there somewhere. And then get your notes out to a page. I'm going to go to type 2 today. So let's go to 25. Page 25. Maybe before I do 25, I was thinking of giving you one more overview. So there's a blank page that I picked. I think it was page 18. I just want to give you one more little, yeah, page 18. This is just an extra notes, right? There are 3 ways to find the union of 2 sets. Okay, 3 ways that I'm going to show you. You know 2 of them already. So let's quickly make a Venn diagram here. A and B. Like that. This section here we call A not B, correct? This section we call B not A. And inside is A and B. No surprises there. So here are the 3 ways. The first one, most popular, number 1 in the charts. It would be universal, take away outliers. You get the union, right? No surprises there. Second in the charts, this one that you already know. NA plus NB minus N minus the intersection between them. What do we call this? We call it pi, right? Principle of inclusion and exclusion. And let me introduce the third one to you. And let's see if you agree with this. Bless you. Would you agree with this? Think about it first. Would you agree with that statement, the last one? You're basically adding up each individual section individually, right? So this section right here plus this, right? So this is new, right? This last one here is new. That's my latest. That's the latest. So that's another way of doing it, and those are nice when you know, when you only know this, right? When the word only is used, or when the word goes to U of M but not to U of W, right? Then it's just U of M, right? You're only talking to U of M. That would be a good disjoint set, right? U of M, U of W. Ah, I used to take courses in two different universities at the same time, so not necessarily disjoint. Okay, so this one is just, it was in the textbook as well. Some of you probably came across. I thought I didn't want to give you too many, but there are three essentially to find the union. Okay, let's go back to 25. And you be creative. You find ways. If you look at the Venn diagram and you figure out, oh, if I only do this and this, I get the answer. Go for it. Like I'm not gonna be. It has to be done a certain way. Okay, I'm not gonna be sticking with a method. All right, let's do this quickly. Type 2, right? Find the middle, and the sum of the intersection is given, right? Sum of intersection is given. So we have our universal, right? And every member played at least one of the three sports. What does that mean? No outliers. Yay, right? That's good to know. Sometimes they will mention that nobody is like there's a pet question that nobody has like the same pet, like two of the same pet, because they're saying there are no repeats, right? We don't allow repeats in the sets. So if you see that, it's just kind of mentioning what's already known to us. Football, tennis, badminton. 5 players played football and tennis. Let's do the notation right next to it. 8 players, tennis and badminton. Word is and, right? And the last one is football and badminton. But keep in mind, I can't do every single scenario. If they tell you or, if they say or, it's the union between the two. Okay, so let's draw our Venn diagram real quick. And we are always assuming that there is an overlap. Guys, remember this. The overlap could be empty, in which case we know that they're disjoint. But we're going to assume that there's an overlap. Okay? So the union, universal is 95. And I know that I have football, tennis, and badminton. Let me just make sure I have that in that order. Tennis and badminton here. Let's fill that in real quick to get the mark, right? So 36 football, 28 tennis, 51 badminton. The intersection, F and T, this sliver is 5. T and B, that intersection is here, that is 8. And this intersection is 10, football and badminton. I have the intersections. So I filled in what I could. Now I'm going to go back. How many played all 3? They're asking for the middle. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm not going to write out the whole thing anymore, guys. So I'm just going to go 95, like the universal, minus the outlier. There are no outliers. Would be adding up all sets. Right? I add up all sets. And then I go ahead and subtract all the intersections. So 10 minus 5 minus 8. These are all 3 intersections. And then I have to add the middle. Okay. And then I end up with 95. And all of these added up and subtracted, I end up with 92. 92 plus x. 95 minus 92 is equal to x. So that is 3. 3 members played all 3. all 3 sports. Okay, this answers A right there. Before you continue, I would now say go back and fill in your Venn diagram. So we put the 3 in there, right? We know that that's 3. Therefore, what's this here? Dos, right? And this is cinco. And this is siete. What is this, Spanish class? 28, right? 28 minus 8 minus 2, that's 18. 51 minus 10, that's 41. Minus 8 is 36. Hold it. That doesn't seem. 51 minus 10. I don't want to get it right again. Wrong again. 33. Sorry. 33. That didn't seem right. 33. And then over here, 36 minus 10, that's 26. Minus 5, that's 21. 36 minus 10 is 26. Minus 2 is 24. Sorry, 24. And now you have filled it in. And now you answer everything else. Once you find the key, then you answer everything else. So B, how many played exactly 2 sports? How many people played exactly 2 sports? Only 2 sports, right? So this, I'm going to highlight that in a bit. So 2 plus 7, because these 2 played exactly 2 sports. If you said 5, then there are some that played more than 2, right? So it's the 2, the 7, and the 5. 7 and 7, that's 14 players or members. Okay? Want me to highlight that? Sure. Okay. There. We're still good time-wise. C. How many play only football? Only football would be just the 24. How do you say 24 in Spanish? 24, right? Aha. There you go. 24. There you go. Maybe I should start just all numbers in Spanish. How's that? D. How many played football but not tennis? Football but not tennis. Okay. So there you have to be careful. You would go 24 and 7. Because you want football here, but you do not want to include the people that also play tennis. So it's just 24 and 7. It's 31 players. Okay, hold on. The homework is very important. If you flip over to the next page here, I'm just going to peek real quick, maybe on my draft here. I will say here on this page, I'll write down homework 191 in the textbook. I would say just 3 to 8. Don't do 9 is 9 is type 3. If you already tried it, that's fine. We're going to get to it. And if you want workbook, there are a lot of examples in this workbook. So let me guide you. Yeah, that's right in this notebook here. So let me just tell you where to go for that if you want more. I would say pages. If you go pages, it starts in 27, but if you just want to go to the sets that are further back, right? So I would say 27 to 30. 27 to 30 and knock yourselves out. Pick whatever you need from there. I would maybe say focus on the workbook before you do the textbook. I will post the answer key to that. And there was one more, Trinity, right? You mentioned it, that I made a mistake yesterday. Apparently this was a 13 here. I don't know if you caught that, if you were following along. This is a 13, not a 14, which changes this to 5. This is on page 22, right? So please go and check and make sure you fix that.